In this video, let's review variation. There are 4 different types of variation, the first of which is direct. And in direct variation, we tend to represent that as y equals k times x, where k is our variation constant. Another example or another type is inverse variation, and that's represented by y equals our constant divided by x. A third type of variation is called joint variation. In this case, we have y varying jointly with both x and z. And then lastly, we have combined variation. And combined variation combines both direct and inverse variation. So direct variation is represented by the k times x, and then to represent the inverse, we divide by z. This is a review of all the different types of variation. Go ahead and pause the video now and try to solve this example. Hopefully you pressed pause and were able to get a solution. I'm now going to walk you through that solution. Taking a look at this problem, we identify that the grade varies directly with the number of hours spent on studying, and then inversely with the number of hours spent on hanging out with friends. So the first thing I want to do is write out our general equation. To do that, we need to identify our variables. I'm going to let G equal the grade, or Evelyn's grade. I'm going to let S equal the number of hours spent studying. And then I'm going to let F equal the amount of time that I spend with friends. Based on this, we see that our grade first varies directly. Whenever we get to varies, we're going to let that be our equal sign. So G equals, it varies directly, so that means I'm going to put my constant times what it varies directly with, studying, so times S. And then inversely, we know that we're going to put whatever it varies inversely with in our denominator, so inversely with the amount of time we spend with friends. Based on our information from this sentence here, we say if she scored 90 on the test and she spent 10 hours studying, so this is going to be our S, and spent 2 hours with friends, so this is going to be our F amount, then we want to figure out what our constant is. So if I replace this information, I know that a score of 90 equals our constant times the amount of hours we spent, which is 10, and then divided by the amount of hours spent with friends, which is 2. If I solve this, I get k is equal to 18. Okay, now I'm going to replace this in order to get a specific equation. My specific equation is always going to be whatever I get when I replace k. So 18 times S divided by F. In this particular example, then, I'm able to get my specific equation as opposed to my general equation. Now, I want to apply that to answer a question. They say, then, what would she score? So I'm trying to find G this time. What would she score after studying 4 hours? So this is going to be S for 4. And hanging out with friends, that's going to be our 6. So if I replace this, I want to find what is G if I have 18 times my S, which is 4, and divided by 6, which is my number of hours for friends. And if I simplify this, it gives me 12. Okay, so if I want to answer, then what should she score after studying 4 hours and hanging out with friends for 6 hours? We're going to say she will score a 12 on the test. Okay, moral of the story is it's way cooler to study than it is to hang out with your friends. Hopefully you were able to get this problem correct and you had 12 as your final answer. If you have any questions on variation, make sure you review section 9.5 in your text or see me for questions in the morning.